Hey there folks, and welcome to another Factorio Mod Spotlight. I'm Exterminator, and thank you for joining me today. And in this one, we are going to be covering the Assault Spidertron mod. This one is a little less than a month old, and it's actually by the same person who made the Ballistic Missile mod that I spotlighted last time, which you guys seem to really enjoy. This is kind of down the similar vein. Obviously, Spidertron, it adds a brand new Spidertron with custom graphics, which is super cool. And I mean, these are like really good looking graphics. This is great. I mean, the head even turns when you're going. Like, this is super cool. So that's this Assault Spidertron, which has some differences, obviously, than the normal one. So if we check the cost here, now there is a note in the mod portal page that the cost may not quite be balanced, and they're working on it. Because it's probably too cheap. In fact, it's definitely too cheap. Now, when I actually look at it, because this is a normal Spidertron, you can see that, it's pretty expensive. This one is actually really inexpensive. And it's basically the same in terms of, like, its power, I think. We can see, so it has 4,000 health, which I think is even more than a normal Spidertron, potentially. This one has 3,000, so this one I think is actually more powerful and cheaper. So yeah, costing some balancing. But what are the main differences? So the normal Spidertron and Vanilla only uses rockets. That's all you get. This one uses a flamer, an assault mortar, and then a machine gun. Okay, so you have those options. I feel like this one you could have actually used ammo at some point, or a gun at some point. Maybe that was changed in an update. But anyway, and then also it does take these type of fuel. This type of fuel, so you do have to fuel it, whereas the normal Spidertron you don't. You just put the, you just kind of build it with the fusion reactors. So you fuel it, and then it takes these things. So flame fuel here, and then this one uses artillery shells, and this is like a very high damage, fairly short range weapon, and then these two are pretty self-explanatory. So the mod dev explains that basically the goal is to have the high caliber cannon like as you approach bases, and then if you're not able to pick off all the bases with that, you would go in and destroy the spawners with the flamethrower, and then you could retreat using the machine gun on automatic or not. So we're going to give this a try. I've put in some bases here just to give you a quick demo without the bugs. Flamethrower, pretty self-explanatory. The cannon as well is pretty cool. It's actually my favorite. So it's not actually as short a range as I thought. I'm actually really curious how far this will go. Okay, so this is actually not short range. not really. But I mean, it's obviously probably not as long as an actual artillery, but it's pretty strong. So I mean, we could just hit the bases from here if we want. It's basically as effective as normal artillery in terms of damage and how much it kills. And then we could go in with our flamethrower and kind of just roast everything here. You can see, I mean, it just evaporates the bugs. Now, granted, these are small biters. It's fairly fast killing bases with the flamethrower, not as fast as you might expect. Because keep in mind, I do have all upgrades researched as well at the moment. But it's super fun, super easy to use. It doesn't seem like clunky or anything. And then the machine gun, again, pretty self-explanatory. You could just hold space, or you could stick it on auto fire and it will just do its thing. Or honestly, I have auto fire for flamethrower. That would work too. Now that is a little clunky because it may not always target what you want it to target. But you could also use the artillery one for this, and it seemed to have stopped, so maybe it only does it once. I don't know why it's refusing to work. Probably because we took this off. So there we go. Actually, I think we're too close. Yeah, we're too close to it. So it does have like a minimum range. But you can see, pretty effective, right? I don't have any shields or anything in it yet. I am using just basic ammo so we didn't insta-kill everything. But I think it's cool. I think it's a nice alternative. You could, of course, use both if you want. I just like the fact, really, that it has a flamethrower and then the artillery shell as well. That's kind of a nice change. And then research for it, if we search here, So Spidertron, it unlocks with the normal Spidertron research. So once you get to that point, you'll just get this. You could use, I would assume, the same remote here. Why don't we just test that real quick, just to make sure that it can work with a remote, and you can see that it can. So everything else, it works basically just like a normal Spidertron. Super cool. So you could create armies with this and stuff if you want. But that is the mod, aside from any possible settings, which there are none. So there you go, guys. If you have any questions or thoughts, leave them down below. If you want to check out the mod, there is, of course, a link in the description, as always, to the mod portal page where there's some more info and stuff. And definitely check out my last spotlight, the ballistic missile, and check out that mod. It's super cool. Really, really recommend it. It's really well done. But yeah, if you enjoyed, a like is appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And feel free to subscribe to keep up with all future content. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.